Full depth repair. No pavement has been built that does not require some type of maintenance. Timely and efficient maintenance preserves the pavement surface and will prevent larger future failures. When pavement does fail, a repair must be accomplished. In this video, we will cover the steps for performing a full-depth, rigid pavement repair. Step 1. Determine the repair boundaries by using the sounding technique. Sounding is done by striking the existing concrete with a sounding rod or a ball-peen hammer. Note, the defect boundaries should be marked as a square or rectangle and must be marked at least 3 inches into sound pavement using a waterproof marking instrument. Step 2. Full-depth perimeter cuts. Full-depth perimeter cuts are done by positioning the concrete saw along the marked boundary and slowly lowering the saw blade into the concrete until complete penetration is achieved. Note, the saw blade must overlap the adjacent perimeter, cut by 1/2 the diameter, to ensure complete isolation of the defective material is achieved. Step 3. Relief cuts. Relief cuts may be necessary to ensure the edge of the sound concrete is not damaged. Relief cuts are a full-depth cut made a minimum of 2 inches closer to the patch interior as a buffer to prevent undercut or spalling. Note, when making relief cuts, it is not necessary to overlap half the diameter of the blade. Step 4. Breaking the pavement. Break the pavement into manageable pieces using a jackhammer, drop hammer, or hydraulic ram. Place the hammer in the center of the defective area and depress the air actuator valve located on the jackhammer's handle to begin the breaking process. Reposition the hammer around the entirety of the defect, stopping periodically to remove broken pieces of the pavement. Note, never place the jackhammer close to the outside edge of the defective area and attempt to break out the pavement, as this could cause damage to the sound pavement. When breaking out the area between the 2 sets of cuts, A 30-pound hammer must be used to prevent undercut spalling in the adjacent pavement. Step 5. Remove pavement. Defective pavement is removed after being separated from sound pavement. The equipment used to remove the defective pavement will depend on the size of the defect being repaired. Note: an area is considered small if it is 10 feet by 10 feet or smaller, and considered large if it is more than 10 feet by 10 feet. Step 6. Remove the base course and subgrade. Once the defective pavement is removed, it is important to properly prepare the area for new materials. Ensure all defective base course material is removed down to firm soil. If firm soil is not reached upon the removal of the base course, the subgrade will need to be removed. Note: if removal of the subgrade is required, a maximum of 12 inches is required to be removed. If firm soil is not reached after 12 inches of excavation, utilize soil stabilization techniques. Step 7. Replace subgrade and base course. Defective subgrade should be replaced with a select fill that drains freely. Never replace subgrade materials with the same material that's been removed, as it is likely the subgrade was the reason for the pavement failure. Compact subgrade layers and begin placing new base course. The final layer of base course should be level and smooth. Note: all materials should be compacted in 3 to 6 inch layers depending on the size of the compaction equipment. Step 8. Expansion material. Expansion material will be placed where the concrete patch material meets immovable objects. The purpose of expansion material is to provide a buffer to allow for newly poured concrete material to expand during the curing process. Note: expansion material will be held in place by epoxy, adhesive, or a mechanical means while the concrete is being placed. Step 9. Mix patch material. A portable concrete mixer can be utilized to mix patch material if necessary. Start by wetting the mixer drum with potable water. Next, add 3 5-gallon buckets of gravel and 2 5-gallon buckets of sand. Make sure there's enough moisture in the mixer to thoroughly coat all of the aggregate. Next, add 1 5-gallon bucket of Portland cement. Finally, add just enough water to the mixture until the desired consistency is achieved. Note, the desired slump of concrete used for full-depth repair is 2 inches. Step 10. Place concrete. Place and consolidate the concrete in the same manner as the new construction project. Once the repair area is filled, the concrete must be screeded to ensure a level surface is achieved. Note, if joints are required, they must be sawed in at a later date. Any existing saw curves that were created by overlapping cuts should be sealed by using a 1-to-1 ratio of cement to water paste. Step 11. Finish and cure concrete. Finish the concrete surface to match the texture of the surrounding concrete. Ensure the broom marks in the repair area match the existing broom marks of the surrounding pavement. And lastly, utilize an appropriate curing method to complete the repair. Note, the most common curing method for full-depth repair is curing compound.